everyone. This is Karen for Online Healing Community. Welcome to Creating Space. And today we're going to talk about moving inward in times of crisis. And with us is Dr. Sarah Racal. She's joining us from Bangkok, Thailand. She's a registered nurse with a PhD and with a doctorate in mental health. Also, she's a transpersonal healing practitioner. She also basically integrates both Western and Eastern approaches in addressing mental health issues, as she's also a clinical hypnotherapist, a certified Reiki master, a coach, an emotional freedom technique practitioner, intuitive counseling. She's been studying all sorts of healing modalities. So, friends, please help me welcome Dr. Sarah Racal. Hi, Sarah!
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening po sa lahat. Karen live ito. Like every people
Yes, we're
watching.
live. People
Okay.
are here. Please say hi so
Good
Sarah
evening
will
po.
know that you're here. But thank
Hello.
you so
Saan sila? Wala
much
naman. Hello.
for being here. And we're talking about moving inward in times of crisis. First off, Sarah, kamusta ka ba? Kasi sabi nga nila lahat tayo, we're in the midst of a worldwide crisis. I know you're in Bangkok and here in the Philippines, but all of us are in experiencing lockdown and experiencing the pandemic. Kamusta ka?
I am fine. Yeah, it's not an enough answer, I guess. So if there's a metaphor that can describe how I'm feeling, more of yung calm sea. So parang ganun siya. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. You're calm in the midst of the pandemic.
It's not in my vocabulary. It's not the only thing in my vocabulary, Karen. I mean, in my world, like, yes, the word pandemic exists, but there are also other words that exist. So it's not highlighted. It's not the only word highlighted. So there are other things like nature, the sky, the sun shining every day, setting every day. So that's the world that I have.
Sorry, I didn't
So there's no
catch. Sorry, you.
yung ba?
I don't know if it's my internet, but you were saying something about the sky and.
Oh, yes. So I was saying that pandemic is part of my world, but not my world. Not the only thing existing in my world. So there are other terms and experiences I can choose to focus on and experience as well.
Part of your
It,
world, but not your world.
that the entirety of my world. Part of my life, but not everything of my life.
Ay, wow, that's beautiful.
No?
Oh,
Di
how do
ba?
you do that? That it's yes, you're undergoing
Yes.
the pandemic, but you can still I can sense that you're coming from gratitude. Eh. You like you said, you're looking at the sun, what's
Yeah, yeah. Isn't it like the entire day, like you have the sun rising and then you have the sun setting and you see the stars at night and you go out and you see nature and you go out and interact with the dogs and the birds and you have all these things as well, and you have people selling outside even if it's a lockdown. You have it's there's so much more. So pandemic is part of that, but not everything. Isip
so
hindi ba
there's
naluwi?
there's so much more to life than focusing your attention.
Yes, exactly. That's the word. There's so much more to life than I can choose to focus on that as well. But there's so much more. So actually okay lang?
Yeah.
I talk,
Well,
Karen.
yeah, you can talk in Thai.
Every afternoon, like this time, at this time, I go out and then look up to the sky. Yan yung ritual ko, like maybe 1 hour and a half, and nothing, no phone. Sometimes I have my book and then tingin-tingin sa birds, tingin sa sky. I mean, I have the sky at least.
Yeah.
And then yun,
That's cute.
that's and in the morning as well, the day starts out 2 hours also with nature. Sky uli. So I wake up like 5 o'clock. Yon. Then between 5:30 to 8 o'clock, tingin na naman sa sky, tingin
So
na naman sa nature.
you have spaces of zen and calm. That's why you say that you're in a state of calm as well right now, in the midst of all the chaos.
I find the space. I will find it. Kahit yung bird sa bintana, that's it. That could be it for me. Kahit yung isda sa room ko, I mean, that could be my world also if I choose to. So, yun.
That,
Isn't
yeah,
nice, di ba? Paglabas mo, ang ganda din naman ng kung walang storm. Sa Philippines, maraming storm, di ba?
right. But it's nice that it's really where you put your attention to. And I was talking to you about this session, and I was telling you, "Okay, how do we move forward at this time?" And you're saying, Karen, you don't move forward. You move inward. What do you mean by that?
It's a retreat. It's your retreat. People pay for retreats to be in silence. This is like for me, this is a retreat for me. And do we really have I mean, this is an opportunity for us to introspect. No, don't you think so? So I wrote yesterday, like I write in my personal journal na I prefer to choose to put myself in a lockdown than be forced to be in a lockdown. At least I'm in a space of choice. So it's like I will choose this experience and experience everything that I can experience because this may not happen again. This is unexperienced and I want to learn what I can learn from this experience. um that's one. And another is I had a dream. Why inward? Okay lang yung sound, Karen?
Yeah, but
Is
you're
my sound okay?
narinig mo ba?
Am I cutting?
It's kind of,
Yes, you
yeah,
are
I'm
okay.
okay. But you're kind of laggy earlier. Anyway, you're saying that you're choosing to put yourself in a lockdown instead of forcing yourself in a lockdown,
Being
being
forced,
forced to be in a lockdown.
instead of thinking that someone's locking me down. Who is it?
That is
Lali!
listening. So it's a matter of perspective,
Okay.
tama ba?
Sa akin, that's why I go within. Because where I'm not in control of my outside environment, I'm not in control of view of other people. What I'm in control, at least, is how I feel inside me. So at least I can make my inner world pleasant if my outer world is not pleasant. It's not that I don't feel, because I feel pain and I cry and I feel sad and I see people losing businesses and separated from their families. I feel that, and I choose to feel also. The difference is, I ask myself, do I want to feel this for 1 day or 3 days or 1 week or 1 month?
Yeah.
So like, okay, I'll tell myself, okay, I've cried for 3 hours. Let's try another emotion.
And remove it.
Let's try another experience.
Right.
But it's really moving. It's moving within, and it's going within. No, yeah, is that's it. And also, Karen, I had a dream that is very clear to me. Na my external environment is a hologram reflection of my internal environment. So the reality is my internal world, and yung sa labas, yan yung na-reflect, yan ang nakikita ko. So if I want to change outside me, then I don't adjust there because it's a reflection, it's an expression. I adjust what's happening inside me.
Right. You know what? I agree with you on that. That like a lot of us, we have like we're undergoing through the same experience, like right. Everybody's going through a pandemic, but I was talking to a friend. Some friends are actually happy at this time because they felt that they got the pause that they needed at this time, and then a lot there were times now there are things that they didn't have time for before and now they have time for. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, there are people who are thriving in the midst of the pandemic.
Yeah, because you discover something that you didn't know about yourself before. Ay, ang ganda naman nag-a-appear yung ano.
Yeah, the people who are listening are
Yeah,
here.
and this online healing community was born because during the pandemic. I guess I'm feeling something to Karen when we focus so much on the positive, there could be others who feel like we're invalidating their pain right now that they're experiencing.
Yes, right, right.
And
You don't want that.
personally, I want to be sensitive to that
Right.
because people are going through really crisis right now. Uh, yon. It's happening, and also there are also others na nagtathrive talaga din.
Oh,
If
but speaking of crisis, people who are, because that's true, there are people who are suffering, there are people who are in pain right now, there are people who lost their jobs.
yeah.
And so, how do they move inward? Especially when they're in that state na parang, oh my gosh, I'm getting tired of all this, because it's a general sentiment. Like, every Thursday we meet with the community. And last Thursday, yes, some people are in the growth zone, are expanding, but there are also people who feel kind of stuck and afraid and tired of all this.
Mm, mm.
How do they move inward?
Yeah. So I would call these triggers. It's very common. Stuck and afraid. These are triggers. I can share. I cannot speak for everyone else, but what I do for myself is that when I have a trigger, then I go deep into the trigger, experience it fully. Uh, like knowing why am I having this? Why am I feeling this? I can say that in this crisis, I have learned more about myself and about life than in my past. Like in this short span of time, 1 year or 2 years na. Ano, this is not going to be easy, Karen. But this is something that I have found effective. Kasi when I go within me, then I go to that space of surrender inside me, and then I realize na there's a God, there's a divine that I can trust. Na I don't have to, yun bang, that's why it's painful, that's why it's difficult, because I have to surrender. My ego, or whatever you call that, has to release control, a bit of control, and really exercise what we say as faith and trust. It's through this crisis that we get this opportunity. It's not easy, but it's really that. It's surrender. Many of the things I worry in my life that actually did not happen
Yeah.
in, in this crisis. Does that not relate with you? And then go go deeper about this stock. This is really a very interesting area, and this fear.
Yeah.
Mm.
Face the fear, no?
Yeah, and it's nice to do this with someone you trust, someone who can you can share this experience with. Uy, nobody's
You know,
there.
I remember the first time I met you. I mean, I
I know
had a
that's
session
that's
with
what
you.
that's what I do, Karen, to move inward. And usually I will even close. I'll be in nature alone. Okay, ba?
Yeah. On facing fear, I remember the
Yeah.
first session I had with you was because I was afraid. I was remember that was our first session was I was so afraid I couldn't sleep at night. I was so anxious and I would throw up from 12 midnight until every hour until 4 a.m. in the morning. And that anxiety period of anxiety was happening for like 2 months. And I was doing that while I was doing online healing community. And I couldn't understand why am I anxious when I'm helping people to stay calm. And that's what you said. You have to go to the fear. That's the first thing we did actually. You have to
Yeah.
go to the fear and look at the root of the fear.
Yeah. Yes, the
And
root. The root.
and it for me it's like kind of absurd kasi parang paano hahanapin yung takot ko? Ano ba yun? But when I really kept you gave me, of course, there was space to do the healing session, and we followed the fear, and what it exposed for me when we followed na I'm scared, takot, because I'm doing something bigger than myself pala. And every time I do something bigger than myself, my fear comes up. And so the fear showed me something about myself that I didn't see.
Something about your belief about yourself as well.
Oo. So parang that's how it, because sometimes when people say, just face your fear, sometimes it's so abstract eh. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? It's
Oo.
like you want me to face my fear alone. You're not the one who's going to face my fear. It seems easy for you, but actually it's not. It's not easy. Yeah, and I
For
do
me,
experience those things. Yes, Karen.
yeah. But for you, the lesson is surrender, no? And trust and faith.
I usually end up with that surrendering and trusting that ito yung Karen na kasi 'di ba every morning 2 hours ako sa labas. Tapos 2 hours din ako after work pag ganitong time. Ang ginagawa ko, it started as a game for me. Ginagawa ko, nakatingin ako sa sky, tapos I'm imagining na dati may dumadaan pang mga airplanes, ngayon wala na. Ini-imagine ko na, oh, ayan ang airplane, diyan ako nakaupo, I'm so small, di ba? Ang liit-liit ko, yan. Tapos, mawawala na siya sa sky, ang liit-liit na niya, mawawala na siya. And then I'm scaling myself, like until I become this invisible, compared to the vastness of the sky.
Right.
Yon. So it's looking at this perspective, it's giving me two two paano ba sabihin, realizations. First, na I'm part of a big universe that's running, and nature is beautiful, and ano siya, the sun is coming, rising and setting. Yon, nature is taking care of itself, and I'm part of this sky, di ba, of the clouds. Second is, ang liit-liit ko tingnan, invisible nang ako tingnan, pero yung fear ko, ganun, parang mas malaki pa sa universe. Hindi, totoo. Mas malaki pa sa universe yung fear ko. Mas malaki pa sa universe yung worry ko. Pero, ay, wait lang. Tapos, feeling ko, ang drama ko sa life is the only thing that matters. Parang ganito, ano yan. So, parang hindi na-realize ko, ganito ako. And, pwede akong pitikin, pero yung fear ko, ba't ganito kalaki? Ba't ganito ka? So, yun ginagawa ko. Parang laro siya, it started as a game for me, pero
Yeah.
it's parang it's making me trust more sa nature, sa
And,
life.
and you're questioning yourself. I like it that you question yourself. You're asking, bakit ang laki-laki ng takot ko? Ang liit-liit ko naman in the grand scheme of things.
Yes. Thanks for expressing that. Oo, yung worry ko ang laki-laki, ang fear ko ang laki-laki, yung ego ko na dapat ako yung masunod, ang laki-laki. Tapos pagtingin ko, parang isang bula mo, pwede kang mawala. Pwede ako mawala. And then the universe will continue as is.
Yeah. So sometimes you're saying that when we're too focused on ourselves, that becomes a problem. If we think that we're the only ones who matter.
I would say the word, Karen, is attachment.
Alright. Attachment.
You can focus on yourself, but attaching to yourself is different.
What What do you mean?
Ganito, alam talaga ko ano ang phone. Halimbawa, this is myself or whatever identity, ganon. So, halimbawa, naka-attach ako sa doctor ko na identity. Ganyan, the doctor. When you don't address me as doctor, I'll be hurt. Ma-offend ako because I'm attached to this identity. But this is attachment. But when we can focus, but when we're not attached, we're like loose grip lang. If you remove that from me, I'm okay because this is not me. The real me, I mean, these are roles that I take, but it's not the real me. It brings me to a question, who am I? Sino ba talaga ako? So am I my fears? Am I my worries? Am I my thoughts? Am I my emotions? Yun. And if there's any threat, na-notice ko na if there's any threat to my identity, it's causing fear. Kasi I want to protect it. My default is safety and security. Any threat to the safety and security of any of my identities, magre-react ako because it's attachment. I'm attached to that. Pero if Karen, this is the answer. You were asking me earlier about
Yeah.
that training course.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
do I not feel like if I
Why are
share
you?
it,
Why are you not scared that you're
yeah, why
sharing
am I not
something that's
scared?
yours?
It's
Uh-uh.
the attachment. That's the answer.
So you don't attach to things or to roles. Like what I is saying, it's just a role I play. But I'm
Yeah,
not.
it's an identity I take. I choose to take. Well, it's not me. It is me and not me.
And
And
I now I'm seeing it na sometimes, di ba, some people lose their jobs, some people also lose loved ones,
yeah,
and it hurts, and sometimes it hurts so much because of the attachment.
yeah, yeah,
The attachment to the role, the attachment to the job. Of course, our loved ones are our loved ones, but if we become too attached, that's
yeah.
when we can't let go.
Yeah, we can, yan yung masakit, yung parang hindi ako tinawag na doktor, parang masakit yun, parang ganon.
Oo.
Or you will be trained transpersonal healing practitioners. Paano na ako? That's an attachment.
Oo. Kasi what I'm seeing also in this pandemic is a lot of we're being stripped away of many things.
Yes, of our pacifiers. And
Diba?
like the emotional pacifiers. Yes.
We can't, parang there's nowhere to go. You just have to be with
Yes,
yourself. Like,
exactly.
you can't travel, you can go to the movies. I mean, you'll have Netflix, but you can just watch Netflix for so many hours and you get tired. You're being stripped of your job. There's so much parang, yeah, you're being stripped of a
Yes,
lot of things.
yes. You're being stripped of who you're not.
Yeah.
And it's
And
going to
for
be painful.
And if we're too attached to our bakasyon, to the experiences, to what we used to do, to
Yeah,
how we lived our life before, it hurts.
it hurts. It really hurts.
Oh, I
And,
already,
and
yeah. For you, it doesn't hurt you because you just let go. Like you said,
oh,
you
it
just
hurts.
surrender.
It hurts, Karen. It's not easy to let go. It hurts. It hurts. Uh Recently I've been decluttering a lot, and the most difficult for me to release are my books. Yung mga training manuals ko, hindi siya pwede. And then I have my mga it's very hard to declutter for me. So consciously I stopped my shopping, online shopping. Masokista lang.
Pero you know what? I just realized now that the time when I was so tired of the pandemic and was so galit, I'm really, really mad because I'm locked down, was the time when I wanted to go to the beach. And I couldn't because of the lockdown. I was really mad. And I was like, breathing talaga. I want to go. Why are we on lockdown again? And what I did was I rebelled. I smuggled myself smuggled myself sa Batangas because I'm the only one in the resort. Basta I found a way to get past the checkpoint because I'm the only one there in the resort. And now I realize why I was so angry because I couldn't let go of my plan to go to the beach because it's lockdown. But had I choose
Chosen.
I
Yeah.
hadn't chosen to let go na parang sorry, it's lockdown, you can't go. Just let it be. I wouldn't be as mad or as stressed or as galit kung nilet go ko lang yung beach plan ko. Kaya kasi nakakaasar yung pandemic talaga kasi a lot of the plans, a lot of things talaga that you wanted to do, a lot of things have been canceled.
What's the
And
most difficult for you, Karen?
that's it. Yun lang, doon ako galit na galit. Yung hindi ako when I realized yung reason na, oh my gosh, ba't hindi ako makapag-beach? That's it. And then ngayon that you're talking about attachment and letting go, it's not really it's my attachment to feeling free. But if I look at it spiritually, or what you're saying, my mind is free. I actually don't need the beach to feel free. I was relying my freedom on the beach. Na I will feel free, I will feel happy, I will feel relaxed when I'm by the beach. Parang ganon. And so, pinush ko siya talaga. Parang, sige, ayaw niyo akong paalisin, gagawin ko ng paraan. Wait, fine. Alis ako. Parang, pero, yeah, when I look at it, it's really, what I couldn't let go was the attachment to my plan. And that's why it hurts, actually, the pandemic, because a lot of the plans really are canceled. A lot of the things we wanted have been canceled. And sometimes it's you're like holding on to it, but no, and you're resisting, diba? No, I don't want.
Yes. And also, Karen, in relation to attachment, it's also like, at least for me, a lesson na whatever I have now, whoever I have now, I will value it and experience it to the fullest.
Right.
Kung ano man ang meron ko ngayon, no, you know, like, I learned to cook at home. Pero ano ba ngayon, no, hindi na ako restaurant. Whatever I have, every, like, di ba, niluto ko to, i-appreciate ko talaga siya. It's also like both ways. It's letting go and also learning to really embellish, appreciate, value kung sino man at kung ano man ang andyan sa'yo ngayon. Yun, it's also that.
Right. Are you not saying that it's a humbling experience because the pandemic forced us to confront our addiction to
Addiction.
and
Yeah.
control over outcomes. So it's a very humbling experience.
Yes. So, yeah.
That's it. And
Ang
also
daming highlight dun, ha? Yeah.
this last Thursday, we're talking about the new normal. And Ate Angge naman is saying that, you know what? Corona exposed a broken system. What Corona exposed was our way of living before is not healthy. It's not sustainable.
And these days, ang mga tao mas health conscious, ha?
Oo nga eh.
Nag-exercise na. And conscious sa food, nagwa-vitamins, mas
We're
di ba,
going
mas
back to the basics.
yes.
We're going back to Corona forces to go back to the home, go back to the family, and to really
it's moving inward. Moving inward. And ang mga friends ko ngayon nagme-meditate na. It's moving inward. Like, ano na to talaga ngayon? Oh, like just this morning, oy guys, nasa Netflix kasi yung
Headspace.
Headspace. Yun. Yes, Headspace niya sa akin. Like, these are like some of my friends na kasama ko bar, gano'n. Pero ngayon, aging na kami. Adulting. So, yun na ang mga pinag-uusapan, mga pagkain, kung anong healthy. Yun. Yeah, it's forcing people to go back, return to their truth, whatever is good for their health.
So that's what moving inward means. Go back to your truth. Go back to what
for me, Nakara, it's going to be different for everyone. And usually I would sit in silence. For me, moving inward would sit in silence, explore my triggers, spending time in nature kasi ang daming pwedeng ma-learn sa nature. As in, ang dami. This morning lang naisip ko kasi sa labas yung taxi drivers, they were picking up kangkong leaves. Sa daan lang din. Kangkong leaves ba tawag dyan? Kangkong, yon sa daan. And then naisip ko, when did I start to think that I need to have a job to be able to put food on my table? Technically, pwede akong, like me walking in the morning, pwede akong kumuha ng mga kangkong dyan, kamote. Nasa labas, nature is teaching me, showing me that life is abundance. It's about abundance. And I'm thinking to myself, when did I start to believe that there's scarcity, that I cannot feed myself or feed my family kung wala akong trabaho, ganun. Meron dun sa gilid ng daan, kangkong, hindi ka lang choosy, may kangkong siya, may mga,
We're talking about that last Thursday. There's this, I think this is a Talaindig tribe, Datu Saway. Kasi as a Datu, your responsibility is to take care of your family and take care of the tribe. And for a long time, it's really putting food on the table of the whole community. That's your responsibility as a Datu. And what he did was, di ba usually we talk about monetary. So I have to give them work so they will have food on the table. Pero naisip
Yun nga.
niya, di ba? But then naisip niya, this datu said that, and he's a datu in Bohol right now, my responsibility is to put food on the table. So what I'll do is, he taught the community to plant.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
food on the table. The
Yes.
focus was not on jobs, on
Yeah.
securing
Yeah.
jobs, on looking for
Yeah.
employment, but really food. O sige, we need
Yes.
food on the table, let's plant
Yeah.
food. And
Yun
let's
nga,
make sure that
Karen.
we have crops all year round so there's food on the table.
Yeah.
And that's sustainability.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the truth. That's the
Yeah.
truth. That's why I'm thinking, when did I start to think na hindi ko kaya buhayin sarili ko kung wala akong sweldo? Because that's a threat for OFWs. Anytime we can lose our jobs, we cannot even go home. So that's really like so much fear on my part, for
Right.
myself. Pero isip ko, pwede man pala, di ba? Kaya naman, this little body can not eat so much anyway. So, yeah.
Right. Oo nga. Like, for everybody watching, we're talking with Doc Sarah Racal. She's an OFW in Bangkok, Thailand right now. And so she did a study on OFWs.
Yes, Myanmar migrant workers.
Oo. Pero how are the OFWs now, Sarah, in the midst of the pandemic?
Yung maraming umuwi talaga. And then, I have a contract nga, so I'm here staying. Yung iba, holding on kung saan man sila pwede kumapit. Kay God, sa faith nila, ganon. Yun. It's not easy. Actually, it's nice to connect with each other as OFWs, as migrant workers, kasi in relation to this, Karen, I realized na as human beings, it's important to connect pala. It's a basic need for me to connect to connect. Yun. To connect with another human being, to connect heart to heart. Yun. So we connect para mas may strength kami. Strength in numbers. Yan. Help each other. Lumalabas din in crisis yung pagtutulungan ng mga tao.
That's true.
And
So
of course, on the other side, meron ding
so a lot of good things come up. So of course, there's a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, a lot of hurt because of the pandemic. But what you're emphasizing is there's also a lot of good things coming up because of
Yeah.
the crisis na nagtutulungan yung mga tao. Now we're questioning how we're living and how our systems are, and we have time to go back to the self. Like you said.
Yeah. Move inward. Nag-ano na ako, Karen, like past month, ilang months ago ba? Parang gumawa na ako parang last will and testament ko. Pero without the lawyers, ano pa. Pero may nilagay ko na siya na ito, punta sa aking nephew 1, nephew 2, ganon. Inaano ko na siya na because anytime things can, it's really like letting go for me. Yun.
Wow.
Na ito, tawagan yung ate ko. Lahat inano ko na siya.
You're
Yeah.
in that space right now. Oh,
It can be creepy. It's really creepy na inaano mo, yeah. Yes, because anytime things can happen, it can be because of COVID, it could be because of not COVID or whatever. It's really like, I'm grateful I have today. That's it. And tomorrow may not come or may come. Or maybe later may come or may not come. So right now, I'm grateful I have this moment.
Wow, but you're accepting things as is. You're not resisting. You're not fighting it.
Do we have a choice? Is it better to resist and fight it?
Yeah, it's just beautiful that like you're just allowing things to happen.
Parang river, Karen, it's really nature. Ang dami na natin matutunan. River, when you, hirap pag-English at kapatid Tagalog, hirap
Pwede ba
din.
Tagalog?
When you, anong tawag doon? I-touch mo yung sa paa mo sa river, di ba? Dadalo yung river. Ano siya, yung water na yun na nag-touch ng feet mo, hindi na siya babalik. It's going to pass once. So, I was in one of the provinces here, is Kanchanaburi, and I was doing that. Sabi ko, any part ng water na 'to na dadaan sa paa ko, isi-savor ko talaga. Savor ko siya, yung coolness niya, lahat, kasi dadaan siya. It's not the same. It's not the same moment. Like you talking with you and with others. So, yun siya. Parang many things we can learn from nature. Ito talaga yung ano ko, like this lockdown. Yun.
It's so beautiful. Parang what you're teaching us gratitude, allowance, and really savoring the moment because you don't know what
Yeah,
will
hindi natin
happen tomorrow.
yes, yes. Kung minsan ina-ask ko self ko, kasi there are times na may mga puot at galit ako, do I have to, is it time, do I let go, forgive now, ano bang gagawin ko? It's always that, every second, every moment, checking my heart, checking my thoughts, 'di ba? Kasi yun.
Thank you, Sarah, for sharing with us where you are at this point. We'll just have a 1 minute break, but when we come back, we'll talk about healing and how Sarah can help you cope at this time. Okay, please
Sige
stay
na
tuned.
yun, Karen.
1 minute lang. So we can just help people stay calm and spread calm at this time. And if we can just really lighten the load of everybody, and lalo na with the social distancing that's being done, we kind of feel alone. Even now, we're still on lockdown. And I just want people to know that, guys, you're not alone. Kaya natin to. Together, we can do this. That's why we have programs every Tuesday, every Thursday. There's a class or a workshop which is free to the community so everybody can come together. Here are our programs on personal growth and healing for you. Okay, we're back. We're talking about moving inward in times of crisis, and we are with Doc Sarah Racal. She's joining us from Bangkok, Thailand. And one of the things, I met Sarah because through online, and she's also my therapist. At this, when I was anxious, there was a time that I was anxious during the pandemic. I went to Sarah. I had therapy sessions with Sarah, and she calls it, and she helped me really process. Like, di ba she's saying, you have to face kasi your emotions. If you're afraid, just look at that and sit with that and see why. And one of the things that you're doing is transpersonal healing, right? Can you tell for people who are not aware what this is? Can you please explain what is
It's a new word. I don't know if it's new, but for me it's new. Transpersonal healing. It's new because the spelling of transpersonal is not TRANS. It's TRANCE. Yeah, it's transpersonal healing. This one is a combination of all the modalities that I have experienced and learned over the years for my personal healing, my personal journey, and also for my clients. So this includes neurolinguistic programming, coaching, Reiki, card reading, timeline therapy, emotional freedom technique, and others. And the big part of this, more than 90% of this, is hypnotherapy. So it's a combination of all of these modalities, and also the idea that we are multidimensional beings, so not just physical, so we have this emotional, spiritual, social aspect. So yun siya, combination ng lahat-lahat nun. Yan,
You know,
trans and personal.
yeah. I really love transpersonal therapy because you don't need a lot of sessions. Remember, my first session was we're looking at the source of fear. And we did 3 sessions on fear. Like we looked into the fear. And what I like it's you're able to tap into the subconscious. And then we're also able to resolve issues from many, many years ago through that technique. Ang galing lang. For me, sabi parang magical. How you can tap the subconscious and resolve your issues from from many years past.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you for sharing that. I have a client, she less than 1 minute, less than 2 minutes na exercise, and then she said, oh, no sugar coating, wala na ang emote ko. Ano yon, magic? I don't know too. It can be it when you're ready. I don't know, Karen. It's not something I plan, but it's in the transpersonal healing process. And then basta ang hindi ko siya ma-explain, it's yes, multidimensional beings. It's really nice that people will experience it themselves
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
because it's part of themselves.
Yeah.
It's in you, it's in everyone watching this video. It's amazing. Hindi ko siya ma-explain. Basta amazing siya.
But how does healing happen, Sarah?
Sa website ko, it's there, Discover the Healer Within. Usually, healing happens, it's in you, diba? You journey in your subconscious mind. I take you to trance, or you take yourself to trance. You journey in your subconscious space, and we don't know how deep is that. It depends on how deep you want to go. Because we can use transpersonal healing to even do, I'm not sure for others, but we can also use this to do past life regression, between lives, or inner child healing. It depends on how deep you want to go. So the healing happens when you get an awareness. Kasi kaya siya tinatawag na subconscious because we're not aware. But once you become aware of that, you will have this aha. And now that you're aware, then you make different choices. Hindi na siya from a space na hindi mo alam. So now na alam mo siya, you come out with a different choice for yourself, for your life, ganon. And also in transpersonal healing, if we go deeper pa, you also allow yourself to connect with the divine inside you, with the love inside you, and communicate with God, with life, with the divine. I'm using so many terms, but the message is the same, with universe, which is communicating, in your heart, in your soul. That's also possible in transpersonal healing. And also in transpersonal healing, we have the opportunity to let go of what no longer serves us. Parang ganito siya. Ikaw ito, you're shining brightly, di ba? That's your truth. Tapos over the years, maraming nag-attach na trauma, kung ano-ano na lang, beliefs ng iba. And then you're dimming your own light. And in the transpersonal process, you can, when you're aware na, ay, ang dami na palang naka-attach sa akin that it's not serving me a purpose, then you let go of this, and then you shine again. Yun na yun. You allow your light to shine again.
I'll give my
And
own personal example just so you understand what it means. Remember, I went to Sarah because I was anxious. And Sarah, we figured out that it's because of the fear. So Sarah followed the fear. And what happened was, during the trance, I was able to go back to a space when I was 7 years old, which was just so it's concrete for everybody, Sarah. Because I don't think I can give the examples of others. So I'll give my own example. So when we did the transpersonal healing, we were able to go to a space when I was 7 years old. The first time I was afraid. And what happened there was my old self, myself right now, was helping my 7-year-old self resolve my issue at that time. And that space was healing, right? For me to resolve that issue. But what happened was, because of that, I figured out that that's why I am afraid, because that's the reason why I'm having anxiety when I feel I'm doing something big, because I'm afraid I will fail. I'm afraid that I cannot do it. I'm afraid I'm not enough. But at that point, when it was resolved through the healing, that's when that's when I felt that for me, I was able to move forward with the Kaya Natin to Fest last year. And that's when we were able to move forward pa with the online healing community. And what happened for me is, when you feel that you resolve one issue, kasi ayun pala, that's what I'm saying. Some issues follow you. Remember, my issue was like 7 years old. At 7 years old, I feel I'm not good enough when I do something big. And at that point, I was just finishing an assignment. I felt I wasn't good enough for a math assignment at 7 years old. But I'm weird that not good enough followed me until I'm mature. Like I'm in my, I won't say my age, but I'm not 7 years old now. I'm like in my I'm in my early 40s, right? I'm in my early 40s now. But that, oh my God, that not good enough followed me. But when I'm able to resolve that, na parang, wait, it's not true. Just because I'm not able to do the math assignment doesn't mean I'm not good enough. It just means that I don't do the I can't do the math assignment, but I'm okay with other things. And when I'm able to resolve that, na parang okay lang ako, I don't have to be afraid. It follows everything else that you do. Parang what I realized, it released me
Yeah.
from some prison that kept you.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
amazing, right? Hindi mo siya explain kung hindi mo siya ma-experience. It's
Oo,
amazing.
parang it's like that. Kasi your belief systems will follow you. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing. That's what I've noticed. And even when I do my therapy and my retreats, we focus on belief system because the belief systems that you hold will always affect you. If you think you can't do it, most of the time you're right. You can't do it. But if you think you can do it, you're also right. So it's really what you hold. And sometimes the belief is based on our experience from the past. Ang dami ko nang sinabi. Pero ikaw, Sarah, how did transpersonal healing help you personally?
Ang dami. Ang dami.
But what's your like very one anecdote or one story that that you can really that really shows that oh my gosh, this works for me.
Uy, ang dami, Karen. Well, siguro, there's a phrase that I realized. I think I mentioned this when you interviewed me last time. Na I realized that I'm everything and nothing at the same time.
Right.
And it's very freeing for me. Ang dami kasi, ang dami, Karen. I've experienced past life regression, inner child work, and that love is real. Yun yung parang, you want a personal, very abstract. I'm very abstract now. So to guys, sige, to be specific, may symptom of depression na parang dark yung world, parang black, white, and gray, parang black and gray. Yun yung first experience ko nito, na ano siya, with one session na nagkakulay ulit ang aking buhay. Parang ganun siya, in short. Yeah. I realized na I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. Yeah. Mga ganon siya, hindi ko siya ma-explain. Abstract
But
ba?
the thing is, when you realize that thing kasi, when you realize you're not a victim, then you come and face life more empowered.
Yeah, follow your passion, follow your inspiration. Parang gano'n, parang kasi masi-stress ako kasi lockdown and all, and then I'll think, wait lang, parang 48 hours na 'to, And I'll have to think, I want to live my life without regret. So I'll follow my inspiration, I'll follow my passion, I'll step out there. Parang gano'n siya.
Right. And speaking of inspiration, you're inspired to teach transpersonal healing.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, it's really yes, Karen. If this is people listening to this and you feel like you're called to this, please do so. It's kasi like from on my part from a practitioner, Karen, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like because I do a session with a client, I do a session with you, for example, and usually you will say words, your insight and wisdom na sa'yo nanggagaling, and it's touching my heart. Grabe yung alam mo, ewan ko, basta parang ang ganda din sa heart ko to hear this wisdom coming from the other person in front of me. Hindi siya hindi siya hindi maganda siya. It's a very rewarding feeling, very rewarding experience. It's a first time in my life na every second of what I do, worth it. Yung pagod ko, worth it. Parang not a single cell of my body is complaining why I do what I do. Parang it's the first time in my life na I felt like, oh my God, it's amazing. It's amazing. And yeah, try it for yourself. I'll be sharing everything, lahat-lahat in one course, NLP, coaching, everything, because it works for clients. So yeah, I'll teach that one.
What will they learn from the course? Because this is a certification course, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
after they take the course, they can be transpersonal healing practitioners already.
yes, yes. They will learn about themselves. A lot of that is about self-worth, and also they will learn about all these modalities kasi nakakombine na siya, and also to tap into their own intuition. We're going on an intuitive level. I have told you this, Karen, na I prepare so much for my sessions, like days or hours before my session, and during the session it's not the same. So on an intuitive level, to tap into that, they're going to learn that as well. Tapos ano, but and I cannot, di ba, NLP, hypnotherapy, this really a big thing, coaching, EFT, uh Reiki, and and also to put your own ingredient, to incorporate your own style in the process. So I'll give you the framework and incorporate your own unique self, your own unique expression in the process.
But for
Yeah.
me, my take on transpersonal healing, it's really in one word, it's freeing.
Yes.
That's my one word for it, because a lot of us, to be honest, and even myself, I told you, some of us are trapped in our past. Some of us are trapped in certain things that happened to us. And sometimes it's our traumas eh. Kahit
Mm,
nakala mo small thing. But if you look at it, these are traumas. And because of this trauma, sometimes we can't move forward in life. Or
mm,
sometimes we come from this belief na it's limiting us.
yeah.
I, yeah. I
And
personally, and it's not just me, because I refer a lot of patients to you. I personally saw one somebody very close to me, and she's gone through the transpersonal healing therapy, and and because of what happened to her, she went through depression for many years, and she kind of felt stuck. And the feeling of stuck is not like 1 year, ha. It kind of, parang she's kind of stuck for 8 years. And then she went through transpersonal therapy. And in 3 sessions, which was about 3 months, in 3 months, on the fourth month, she got her work na. And she said it's because she shifted. She shifted her perspective. Because she said, I felt kasi I was a victim of what happened in the past. But when I resolved my issues, that's when I realized na, oh my gosh, I'm free. And I,
yes,
I don't, diba? And I don't need and sometimes I don't need the affirmation of somebody else or other people for them to live my life. That's, yeah, that's just my word for it, because I see all of it. Yeah.
and dami, Karen. And I want to share that to others.
Oo nga.
Yeah.
But before the transpersonal healing course this October, you're going to have a session with us this Thursday. I'll share with them.
Yes.
It's about, yeah, you're going to have a class on the power of the subconscious.
Yes.
Can you tell us about this? This is this
About the
Thursday.
subconscious. So I'll
Yeah,
talk more
you
about the
posted.
subconscious mind. So yeah, I invite people. It doesn't have to be with me, but if you have the time to really explore about the subconscious mind, because it's subconscious because we're not aware of that, but actually it's 95% of what's running our lives. So go and explore that. There's so much there. It's very powerful. So I'm gonna give an introduction of the subconscious mind, and then middle to end, we're going to do an exploration of your subconscious mind. Yon.
What is it to explore for people who are parang feeling nila parang this is mumbo jumbo? What will they explore with? What will happen if I explore my subconscious mind?
You close your eyes. That's for a start. You close your eyes. Paano ba? Let's experience. Experience it.
Yeah.
It- hmm.
It's best kasi to
Journey within. It really depends on what the person needs at the moment. So the session will vary.
So it's more of like this is moving inwards, right?
Yes, yes.
Discovering the power of the subconscious mind is moving inwards.
Yes, yes. So sometimes, and I forgot to tell you pala how it's helping me. When I'm not feeling good, when my external environment is not okay, then I take myself. I would do transpersonal process to myself through hypnosis, and then I'll create my internal environment differently. Ganon. Yan. Someone try it. Try it. Try. I cannot explain. It's hard to explain.
You have to experience it kasi. So, Ai posted the link for the class this Thursday. That's going to be 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. So you can experience what transpersonal healing is. Ayan.
And
Tapos,
Karen,
yeah, Ai is saying something. In scientific terms, they use brainwaves and frequencies to describe the subconscious mind. The theta level is where healing happens. You
thank
wanna
you, Aye.
comment?
I'll explain that also during. Thank you, Aye. Yeah.
Yes,
I'll
you were saying something, Sarah.
Yes, for those who are joining on Thursday, if they can also, it would really help me if they can tell you in advance what it is they'd like to address, to focus on right now. So I can also see what's the collective intention,
Right.
and I can match the process.
Yeah. And a session with Sarah is worth thousands of pesos. So you can get it for free if you join the Thursday class. At least you have a taste of what it feels like. So we encourage you to really go there. You can check out our on our website. You would know how much a session with her costs. So we would really encourage you to join the session this Thursday. So you can experience it. What transpersonal healing is.
Soon you'll be doing it, Karen.
Oo nga, I'm actually joining the course this October. I'm so excited because I love it. It worked for me. It worked for a lot of my friends and
Yeah,
family friends. And that's my gift, if I tell you, lalo na for
yeah,
my family members. My gift for my family members is a transpersonal healing with Sarah.
yeah.
Usually.
Next, we're gonna do it with you.
Oo
Love
nga.
ya, Aye.
From
Excited talaga.
Ayu's here and also Lali
Okay.
saying, hello, Doc Sar. It's so nice to see you here and learn from you and your
Hi,
story.
Lali.
Dandan
Oh,
Su was also
hello,
listening.
Joe. My God, she's from China. My former
Oh,
student, now my colleague. She's working in a hospital here in Bangkok. Hope you're
ako.
fine, Joe.
So she's listening. So a lot of us are listening. A lot of them are listening to you. So Sarah, you usually end the session with a short reflection
Yeah.
or a meditation. Ayan. Dandan Su saying hi.
Uy, Joe. Hi, Karen. She knows you,
Hi.
Karen, because she's been joining the activities on online healing community.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you for joining. So
How do you say hi in Chinese? Ni hao? Ano? Ni
I'm
hao.
not, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Mabuhay in Tagalog. I
Okay.
don't.
So yes, Karen, what is it again?
If we can close the session with a short reflection or a short meditation. Ni hao in
Ni
Chinese.
hao.
Ni
Hi, Joe.
hao. Zoo. Oh, salamat. And she understands Tagalog.
She has many Filipino colleagues.
Oh, that's why. So there.
She's single. Nah, joking, joke.
Ayan.
Yeah, okay. Sige. Let's hmm, okay. Joe is still messaging. Okay. Sige. Because I can see you, Karen, so I'll be doing the instructions via you.
Okay.
Yeah? And then,
Hi.
ano siya no, naririnig siya naman. Okay.
Yeah, and people naman can join, no? Dandan Zoo is still here, I is here, and a lot of us are joining us. For those who are joining us, please say hi so we can flash your names on the screen, or at least we know who's joining us.
Oh, because I feel like I'm leading something and I see Karen. And I'm like, is this a session, a
Yeah.
private session or not? Okay, sige. So yeah, let's just spend a few moments of silence and yeah. And I invite you to put your hands over your heart, one on top of the other, and just feel your heart on an emotional level and sensation level. Feel your heartbeat. And now become aware of your breathing. You're going on a short journey, a mini journey, a journey into a memory in your past. And all you have to do is to follow my voice. Take yourself to a moment in your childhood where you had the most fun, where you felt most joyful and happy and free. And explore that experience. What were you doing there? What's in that experience that made it most fun for you? Take that experience into your heart and now journey into another memory in your life where you felt happy, at peace, confident, free. Experience that memory. Explore who were you with? What were you doing? Bring that into your heart. And now journey into another memory where you felt that God was there with you. The universe got your back, that you can trust life, that you were trusting life and everything about life, that you felt so lucky even and felt so blessed. Go to that experience. See what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel. Bring that into your heart space. And now journey into another time in your life when you first fell in love. Fell in love with your special someone or with an experience or with nature. Experience how it is to fall in love. Where were you? What were you doing? Who were you with? Fill your heart space with this love. And now, as you fill your heart space with all these experiences that brought you fun, happiness, peace, freedom, confidence, trust, and love, in your mind you can mention thank you, thank you, thank you. And also spend some time to just allow this energy to fill the spaces of your body. This energy of love, of freedom, of peace, of trust, of joy to fill the spaces in your body, your cells, your muscles. Repeating the word thank you, thank you, thank you. And when you're ready to come back to the here and now, take 3 full breath cycles. And then wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and gently open your eyes, coming back to the here and now.
Thank you so much, Sarah. That was beautiful. I went to so many beautiful memories. Thank you so much for that
Karen,
experience.
thank you. I have a question which is also for everyone, for you first. You don't have to answer me what that is. Did memories come up that you haven't remembered before, that you did not expect to come up?
Yeah, there were memories that I didn't expect. Yeah. Well, like
That's
especially when you said look, look to a memory where about love, and I thought it's about a person, ganyan, and then immediately changed when I went, and it became like self love. Like I see myself in India, and at that point when I really accepted myself, strengths, flaws, and all, and it was like, oh, so the first love wasn't really a person. I mean, I thought it was a person, and then it immediately changed to like self love, and that was beautiful. Thank you
yeah,
so
that's
much,
true. Thank you. Thank
Sarah.
you.
Thank you. And
Thank you, Karen, for having me.
thank you everyone for joining us. Dandan Zusing, I miss this meditation. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you for
Thank you, Joe, for joining.
joining.
Ah,
Mary
thank
Nan
you.
is wonderful, much appreciated po. And Danny Ong, say wo I ni, which is mahal kita, right? Love in Chinese. Ayan.
This is fun, you know.
Ayan, meron na tayong language class going on here.
Ang Karen, thank you din sa everyone participating members, all everyone who's part of the online healing community who's making this
Yeah.
possible. Salamat. I'm
Yeah.
excited to share this and to pass this forward to
Oo
with
nga.
others.
I was telling Sarah actually earlier, Sarah, are you not threatened? Because if you're going to teach us to be transpersonal healing practitioners, then we will not refer so much patients to you now. Because if we know na how to be a therapist, and then yeah, and Sarah's answer is no. It's something that I want to share to everybody. So she's really so generous that she wants to share her
Yes, we
practice.
give everything. Now, the objective is that you come to a point where there will be like your clients can achieve the outcome that they desire.
Mhm.
Spread this out, spread the wings. Ganon. No, 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 it's not. I'll be very happy to hear na, oh, you're having these clients and ganon. Oh, saya.
And you can join Sarah's classes Thursday. That's going to be 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Philippine time. That's 5:30 p.m. Bangkok time.
We're going to go deep on Thursday.
Yeah. So you will have more experience. If you love the meditation, that was just a short meditation today. Nako, you'll enjoy the experiential session on Thursday because you have like an hour to explore. And final words for everybody, Sarah, listening and joining us right now. And those who will listen to the replay. Final words before we close.
Go within.
Yeah. Move inwards, everybody. So I guess we'll end with that. Go within. Do that for this week.
Karen, wait. Kasi there's beauty. There's beauty there's love, there's amazing things that's yet to be discovered when you go within. Give yourself that opportunity. And now is the time.
So that's the home play for everybody for this week. Go within. Thank you again,
Thank you,
Sarah.
salamat po sa lahat. Anong thank you sa Chinese? Ni hao, ni hao.
Share.
Okay, salamat.
And
See
we'll
you
see you
again on
this
Thursday.
Thursday. Thank you everyone for joining us. Bye-bye.
Aye, Lali, everyone. Salamat. Good night.
Good night, everyone. See you